Hey everybody, it's Charles, and today we are going to answer the question, is it a good idea to become a mechanic in 2018? This is a question that I get in one form or another all the time. Should I become a mechanic? Is it a good time to get in the industry? Where do you think the technician world is going to go? How is it changing? What the heck? How are they going to fix that Tesla that they just launched into outer space? So there's a lot to this, and it's not a simple yes, do it, no, don't do it question. This is an individual decision for each and every one of you watching. All I can do is give you the way I see it based on my experience both in the industry and out of the industry. Overall, I still think it is a good career, a good thing, a good job to be a technician. And that's whether you work at a dealership, an independent shop, a chain shop, or own your own place. But there's a big but. It really all depends on your situation. I had such a great dealership experience as a technician compared to so many people. I hear the stories, guys. I read the stories. I'm in a lot of automotive groups. I see the struggles that you guys go through, and I feel for you. And so much of it, I get it. It sucks. But my experience was positive. I had a great company that I worked for, a great boss. Yes, the manufacturer did some bonehead things, but we still found a way to work around that and be successful. I also, without being up the butt of the service advisor, found myself a very good career and a very good living on flat rate. Based on my experience, I do think it is a good career for the right person. But, another big but, it's not perfect. I truly believe that the pay structure and pay scale is behind where it needs to be to work on today's cars in this day and age successfully and properly, and not just throw a screwdriver at it and hope that it fixes it. Legit, properly diagnose and properly repair the vehicle. And yes, cars are getting harder to work on. The computers are harder. The space to work on them is harder. You take an old GM and you had 100 feet of under the hood space compared to even my GTI, which isn't that new. Everything is in tight, cramped quarters. Not only are they getting harder to work on, but they're requiring less maintenance. Think about it back in the day, an oil change every 3,000 miles. That means every 3,000 miles, either dad or mom was doing the oil change or they were bringing it into the shop. So the volume of cars coming in for regular maintenance, it fluctuates back and forth, but they're not coming in as often. Some of that is offset by more cars on the road, but even still, if there's not triple the amount of cars on the road since the days of the 3,000-mile oil change, there are less cars coming through the shop that require servicing. And repairs are actually becoming less common. What do I mean by that? Well, when's the last time you had a car at the dealership, and we'll take Volkswagen for example, when's the last time a VW dealership repaired a transmission? It's not that often. Today, it's part comes out, part gets shipped off, and reman comes in, reman gets installed, remanufactured unit, transmission, and boom, car's done, right? That's what mostly today's repairs are. There's very few times where in my VW career, we were going into transmissions and rebuilding them. I don't know, in 14 years, maybe 10? That's not very many. And that's out of all the technicians in the shop. That's not just me. Another big struggle, and so much of the other problems I think stem from this particular one, is there's just not the information out there that the good technicians need in order to make the proper diagnosis and proper repair. So I can't tell you how many times where a car would come in with a problem. I had done my homework, right? I read the self-study program. I did the online training. A car comes in with a weird problem. I'm like, I can't find any information. Is this supposed to be the way that it works? Or is it malfunctioning? And of course, there's no online or repair manual or owner's manual documentation. You have the forums and things like that, but let's be honest, guys, today most of those forums are dead anyway, and all the pictures are gone despite the fact that there is a few hack ways around that. The manufacturers do not give the information out. Now you have to pick the phone up and call them, because if they give it away to me, that means they have to give it away to everyone. And this is bad at the dealership, right? This is a really problematic at the dealership where it gets almost unbearable, and I have so much admiration and respect for you good truly good independent shops out there is you guys have next to nothing. Unless you're, forking over the big bucks in order to buy the OE stuff, you're really, really behind the curve with the amount of information you have at your disposal. Part of this is by design. Part of this is they don't want technicians or independent shops fixing their cars. They want you to plug it in and boop, boop, beep, boop, dial up the mothership, and they download new software. The most common thing that we were doing at the dealership was leaking water pumps, intake manifolds, oil changes, and software updates. Across the board, software update after software. This is pre-diesel stuff too. Update after update after update. Now think about what kind of technician it takes to do that. Does it take a highly skilled, highly trained, bunch of tools to do the job, smart, innovative, crafty technician to do that? No, it doesn't. It takes someone that can do this in order to make those software updates happen. In fact, when the local Tesla dealership opened, we actually lost 3 technicians to that shop. After a year or 2 of getting things in order, you talk to those guys, you know what they do the most? Tire repairs, software updates, and wind noise repairs. And that is the most sophisticated car on the market. Now, after saying all of that and pointing out so many negatives, not even touching the flat rate thing, not even talking about getting screwed by a bad manager or brands dropping the times down, all of that, why do I still think it's a good idea to become a technician? Because I know you guys are out there saying, Charles, I just spent $50,000 to go to tech school. Now you're telling me the industry sucks. What the hell? Guys, listen, if you're good enough, if you're smart enough, if you work hard enough, there isn't a job that has no level of success. For the most part. I'm sure there's one out there, but for the most part, you can be successful at anything, but you can't just hope that it happens. You have to work hard, study, learn, know the systems. And I know this is so easy to sit on the other side of a camera and go, all you have to do is learn everything and you'll be a great technician. I get it. I've been there. Guys, I was first one in, last one out. Every failure that I could, I would take the stuff apart and learn how it worked so that I knew how it failed. And if you learn how this component fails and it gets updated to a newer version or something like that changes, you have that foundation, you have the base to know what it does, how it's supposed to work, and what could happen or ways to diagnose it when it fails. I can tell you it is a bad time to get in the automotive industry if you want to just be average. Because those average jobs, they're going away. They're not needed like they were many, many, many years ago. Anyone with a day of training can change oil in a car. Anyone with a day of training can do software updates. So you're going to start to see a super separation. You're going to have the ball of low paid base level jobs, right? The quick lube type jobs or the C level, D level technicians. And then you're going to have 1 or 2 dudes in the shop or 1 or 2 chicks in the shop doing the full actual diagnosis and maybe one technician swapping parts in and out. There are so many things in this industry that are simple. What that means is you don't have to be an incredibly highly skilled person to work on the bulk, the vast majority of vehicles. Now, there's your highline cars and your sports cars where, yeah, I want someone that's highly skilled working on that. But your Volkswagen Tiguan, not that big of a deal. So let me sum it up this way. If you are in tech school or thinking about it, or want to become a technician, or want to become a mechanic, or want to become an auto body specialist, it's a great time to do it. Cars are always broken, always broken. There's a lot of cars out there. But if your target is average, you will probably not be successful. According to Indeed.com, the rough average for automotive mechanic, if you search auto mechanic, is $37,000 something a year. That, I posted it on Facebook because I didn't believe it was that low. To me, that's such a low income for the level of expertise a good technician has, for the amount of money it takes to be a good technician in tools, in training, in equipment. It's expensive. I'm not belittling you if that's the money you earn. Please don't take it that way. I'm really not. I just feel like for the amount of talent it takes to be a good technician, above average technician, you should be earning quite a bit more money than that. You can get so many other jobs that are less stress, less hectic, less wear and tear on your body, that all you have to do is come in with a pencil and make $40,000. So I think the pay is way behind, and I really, truly hope that that's changing. But again, if you want to be a technician in 2018, it is still a good time to be in the industry, as long as you are willing to do what you have to do, honesty, integrity, taking care of your customers, and working hard to be a high-level tech. If you want to aim for the middle, I don't think I would recommend getting in the industry. Go do something else. I think you'll be happier, you probably make more money, and your life will be more fulfilled. So I gotta know, in the comments, what do you guys think? Is 2018 a good time to be in the industry? I know there's a ton of you that are gonna say no, run as fast as you can. If you say that, I respect your opinion, but please give us some details on why, because my goal with this video is to help people understand what the industry is like today. And as we move forward, maybe we'll talk about it again, but I do still think that this is a good time to be in the industry. With that, any other questions or comments, you know what to do. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Always appreciate that. Don't forget to subscribe right here on YouTube and over on the blog at humblemechanic.com. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course on Snapchat. Don't forget, if you like the show, you want to support the show, get discounts to places like Sonic Tools, and as well as Eastwood, MT Knives, Black Forest Industries, Eurowise, and more. Check out the crew membership program. There may be a link in one of these boxes that are floating around my head somewhere. Otherwise, they're always down in the description. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.